thank you very much, Madam Chair, and thank you to my colleagues who are here. We all are heartbroken over the loss of life, the kids at the camps, the people in both Senator Cruz's and Senator Lujan State. And I think that we all know this is not an isolated incident. We can pretend it is, but it is not. Extreme weather events like this one have been getting worse and worse all over our country, and we must ensure that NOAA, this hearing couldn't be more timely, and the Department of Commerce as a whole is ready and able to take this on. As we know, has been repeated by my colleagues, NOAA has lost at least 1,875 employees, totaling a combined 27,000 years of experience and institutional knowledge, and now has over 3,000 vacant staff positions at the very worst time. So I know, Dr. Jacobs, you responded to Senator Cantwell's, Ranking Member Cantwell's questions about confirming that staffing is a priority at the National Weather Service. In May, NOAA started reassigning employees because of the loss of employees to NWS. And if confirmed, how do you make sure that these employees have the necessary technical expertise, and how do you plan to recruit additional employees when the message from this administration, honestly, has been, please leave. We'll give you buyouts. We want you to leave. How are you going to turn that around?
Well, I guess maybe it's probably a multi-pronged approach. Obviously, one of them would be the reassignments. Lifting of the hiring freeze is certainly going to help. As far as recruiting, I'm optimistic as a former teacher of a lot of former students of mine who are actually Weather Service employees now, that I can appeal to their sense of mission, that this is important, like ensuring that Americans have timely and accurate forecasts to protect lives and property is something that appeals to people. This is why they go in to study meteorology. So
you're going to commit to making sure they get this accurate information?
Yes.
Okay, and I guess along those lines, Mr. Jordan, I just addressed these stronger storms that we know are a scientific fact, warming climate. And if confirmed, will you advocate against attempts to limit information sharing on the impacts of climate? Because I don't know how we're going to respond to these storms if we pretend it's not happening.
Thank you for the question, Senator. So yes, I would let the science drive the decision making.
Okay, very good. And how will you ensure that NOAA is able to maintain, improve its extensive observing networks and infrastructure that you mentioned in your testimony?
Thank you for the question, Senator. So in the planning of these major acquisitions, these observing networks, these are large scale items that span many fiscal years. It's important to ensure that we don't have gaps in those systems, our satellites and likewise. So working with the department and in Congress here to ensure that there's funding to continue those programs.
Okay, thank you. When I first got to the Senate, I was on the ocean subcommittee, Dr. Jacobs, and I realized I was the only one without an ocean on the subcommittee, but then I remembered it also included the Great Lakes, and we have Lake Superior, which is, of course, superior to any ocean. So we have incredible research going on out of Duluth with our Great Lakes Observing Center. We have incredible research going on through the Minnesota Sea Grant and education. And so I just want people to remember that the inland lakes, we have more than 10,000 despite our license plate. We have 15,000. We have Lake Superior. This research is also important. Could you address that and whether you will support the continuation of these inland sea grants?
Yeah, so actually the lakes are a big driver in weather, like lake effect, snow, and things like that. And also I know that the harmful algal blooms are really important for folks in the lakes. So continuing that research, obviously, if confirmed, is a very high priority.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Just last, Mr. Kumar, I, like many of my colleagues, have addressed letters, specifically Representative Clyburn and Senator Lujan and I led a letter about the BEAD program. It was a more recent one, but there's ones going back. And if you will commit to get these letters answered.
Thank you for the question, Senator. If confirmed, yes, I will commit to making sure to work with my colleagues to get you accurate and timely responses.
And last, Secretary Lutnick announced that the Trump administration is going to relaunch the Tech Hubs program. He and I discussed this when he was in my office. I also discussed it with the deputy, and they're going to plan a new round of selection in early 2026. We are one of the tech hubs in Minnesota, but we did not get funded despite being one of the premier, this is back in time, as you know, places for medical device development and the like. And in the Midwest or in the entire country, will you work with me and my staff to look at the MedTech 3.0 program in Minnesota?
Thank you for the question, Senator. Absolutely. If confirmed, I know our EDA team is very active on working with offices to make sure they have the most up-to-date information on the new competition, and would be happy to work with your office.
And then just last, not a question, I'll put it in writing, Rural Export Center, which is out of Fargo, but I'm always friends with our neighbors, and a big priority for me and Senator Hoeven. So I hope you'll look at that as well. Thank you.